Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to EPIC38 Starcraft 2. My name is Zeroy. I'm joined by Tal. Good morning.
Good
Afternoon,
morning.
even. It's got
Is
afternoon
it the
now.
afternoon already?
Time
It
flies
is.
by
It
when you're
is.
having
It's
fun.
the afternoon.
So we just watched Fujimi versus Figaro, and we're now going to jump into Magico versus WiseMan. This will be a pretty important match in deciding the seedings for the Code A, I say. Potentially first start of Code S. But either way, both these players are around the same level, so it'll be a good match to watch. So, I'll let both players know that we're ready to go, and then we'll crack on.
Yep, we're all ready. Let's go.
All right. We're actually in the lobby, so we can just crack on. No waiting around this time. I was playing rock, paper, scissors with EXO earlier, so there's none of that this time.
Oh, fantastic. All the little initial niggles have been worked out.
Exactly. Yeah. None of that awkwardness. All right. We are having the countdown now, and we're in game. So, this is a TVZ. I understand that you play Protoss, and I don't hold it against you. I'm not offended, don't worry.
That's all right. We've known each other enough for a long enough time now.
Yeah, you've been my big spoon for long enough. Okay, let's introduce the players then. In the top left, spawning for Red Dragons is the Red Zerg player, WiseMan.
And in the bottom right of Babylon Ellie, we have representing Red Dragons, the leader of Red Dragons, Magico.
This is a team v team kill. So, interestingly, Mitch sending out an early SCV already.
Yes, Mitch is Magico, so could be early scouting, could be proxy. Again, I'm not an expert in TVZ, so I don't know if this signifies anything in particular.
This is a very early scout. Normally, if you want to be extra safe, you'd finish the supply depot and then send the scout out. The fact that Mitch is sending this out straight away indicates a proxy. But he's built the barracks at home, so this SCV really is just an early scout. I think this is exceptionally early. Nearly blocks the hatchery, which basically never happens in TVZ. But WiseMan does get the hatchery down on 17 supply. Nice and timely. No pool first here, so no cheese out of WiseMan yet. We could still see a 2-base all-in. I know that WiseMan is a very aggressive player. I think you yourself said that. So yeah, just looking for the gas timing for WiseMan. There it goes. Hatch, gas, then there'll be a pool. We see the gas coming out the Terran player, so it's just going to be a nice, safe, normal, Reaper fast expand, all standard here, nothing to see.
Yep, so we're going to see what happens from here. There's not much information to glean so far from the builds. It looks relatively standard. Just a slightly earlier scout than you might expect from Magico to begin with.
Yeah, you can see already the cost of this scout though, because normally you'd have to CC down on the low ground now, but because he sent the scout out so early, he's going to have to wait an extra 3, 4, 5 seconds just to get that CC down. There it goes. But you can see, you know, Mitch knows that WiseMan is capable of that early aggression, which is presumably why he sent up the scout so early. But again, I think that was excessively early. He could have done it after the supply depot or even while the barracks was being built. Spawning pool is now done, so we see both queens on the way and 4 lings just to shoo away the Reaper, which is making its way now across the map. Only 4 lings to defend this, but again, that's the standard. That's completely fine. And we see the factory coming down for Magico. So I guess from the Terran perspective, what we're really looking for here is the absence or the building of a second gas, which has just come down now. So we'll expect to see a starport coming down after this factory into some kind of starport unit. That could be Banshee, could be Viking, could be Raven. If we saw a Liberator, that would be pretty crazy. I haven't seen that kind of play in a while, but Mitch is capable of that. This SCV here, just monitoring the third base. I'm not dead set against this. This is expensive, really, but, you know, that's fine, just preventing this third base being taken. But the Reaper is here. It's actually trapped in with the drone and the lings.
Grenade to get him out. That's really nice to save that and keep that around just for.
It's just being annoying for the Zerg play. That's all it is. You can see I think if he might get that really well, he could have killed the drone even, just delaying that third base even more. But playing it safe, he just being annoying, keeps Reaper alive, which is the most important thing. And yeah, we actually see an Overlord going down. I think this Marine may have actually just killed one of the Overlords. This one or this one? No, neither one killed the Overlord.
There's 2 at the front of the base there, so
yeah,
I'm not sure what happened there. Well, there may have been a drone extractor trick or something like
possibly.
that. Yeah,
just to get his way out of a supply block, perhaps. But
So
you
we
can see
do
the
have
starport coming down here. We've got
reacted Hellions
reactor,
coming out now.
reactor. That is not standard at all. I actually missed that. So this looks like something known as the Timmy build, where you go reactor, reactor, reactor. There it is, third reactor on the starport. So this is going to be some kind of two-base attack with Hellbats, Marines, and Liberators coming out 2 at a time, okay? All these units can be reacted out, so they're going to be produced very quickly. The Liberators are going to zone out the Queens, which are going to be defensive, and the Hellbats and Marines will just pick off everything else.
WiseMan is coming in with an Overlord towards the bottom of
Yeah,
bottom
but you can
of the
see
map
the
now.
Marines are just going to try and zone it out because of the way the map is. All the add-ons on the right side, so WiseMan has to go full send to try and see it. It looks like he is going to see this. It looks like.
He's going to see
Yeah,
at least the reactor.
he sees the
on
reactor. He's going to see the third one as well in the barracks. There it is. He
There it
sees
is.
everything. Interestingly, though, we don't see Liberators. We see a Medevac, which again is good because with the Hellbats going in, they could be healed by the Medevacs. So again, not a bad choice at all there by Mitch.
So what has WiseMan's reaction been to finding this out? It's been to start +1.
Yeah,
He's
so
got his Baneling Nest.
yeah, I don't think he's respecting this. We've seen a Baneling nest being built. We've seen a handful of Lings, and a lot of Banelings being morphed in here defensively. He's just now cut drones off of 44 drones. I think that's the right number to do. He is respecting this. He is now building Lings. I'd like to know where his Queens are. He's only got 3 on the map. Is that 1 per base?
Looks like it is just the one per
Yeah,
base
so
for injects at the moment.
WiseMan really skipped out here on the Queens. And he's gone back to drones. Again, I don't think he knows the potency of this attack. It all depends on the control, though. If these Banelings blow up on this army, it will all evaporate. It's clumping up. The surface area isn't there for the Banelings, but it goes all the way back, and it just gets completely wiped, even off creep. The Banelings were good on the Hellbats, and the Marines are just abandoned, left to die. And it's just the Jurassic Park theme tune. Meep, 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 as these Velociraptors are just cleaning house. All the way back home.
We have a defensive setup here, but this is now WiseMan's game.
Absolutely.
He's in control of at this point.
You can see he's gone back to droning now. He's miles ahead in the economy now, getting a third base up as well. He's getting Spore Crawlers for this Liberator harass, which is coming across the map. I think it would have been better to have Liberators at the start at least, just for the attack. This is going to go down. The Queen isn't reacting. This Queen's going to go down. A couple of drones might go down as well. So this Liberator looks like it will die to this Queen in the main base.
A single drone and a single Queen's not a disaster for a Liberator. That's
No, I mean, I don't think it's great for the Terran player. Obviously, Liberators are quite expensive on the gas there. So you'd really like to have a bit more damage than that. But it could have been worse. It could have died for nothing. We've got these two Medevacs coming in now. These are full of Hellbats, so I haven't seen this since Heart of the Swarm.
not often you see a Hellbat drop.
No. Ever since they 3-shot drones now, they just haven't been as popular. Back in Heart of the Swarm, obviously, they used to 2-shot drones. They used to be a lot better. It looks like he's going to pick up and get out of there, despite the fact they're not being tickled by anything. But WiseMan is respecting this. He's pulled all of his drones off of this base. 2 drones still managed to go down. These Queens are just going to clean up this one lonesome Hellbat, though. And behind this, we see combat shields before Stim Pack, which is an interesting choice. But we just see Mitch rounding out his infrastructure here. He's gone up to, looks like 5 barracks. He's got his third base on the way.
So we have a Hydra Den coming down for WiseMan now. It's just about to finish. That's an interesting switch after getting +2 melee.
Yeah, it looks like this will just be a Ling Bane transition, presumably into Lurkers at some point in the future. I don't know if he's going to go Ling Bane Hydra. That's not something you typically see against Terran. But again, it might be a stylistic thing. It might be something that WiseMan likes to do. So yeah, he is going for the Hydra upgrades. So it looks like you are right. It is going to be the Hydra Ling Bane. But again, okay, we see Stim at the same time. Yeah, Stim and Combat Shields actually start at the same time. He's gone really heavy in the Marauders now, which is an interesting choice here for Mitch. I mean, Marauders are good against Banelings, not necessarily Hydralisks, but they're good against Banelings because they can tank so much damage. We see this incredibly defensive setup here. He's got this perimeter like it's a single-player campaign here. His units are spread out all across just to defend this third base. WiseMan trying to...
that third base, it's done.
Yeah, WiseMan's trying to send some units in. It looks like he will get the kill on this worker and this sensor tower. But otherwise, no real economic damage done. Ooh,
interestingly,
that
the supply is
Marine.
quite even, which you would generally favour Terran in an even supply situation. How many workers do we have
Yeah,
here.
so it looks like, economically speaking, WiseMan is still ahead, but he's barely got any army units, and Mitch is just, sorry, Magico is letting him get away with this, in my opinion. If Mitch had gone for stimmed before combat shields, Mitch could have been pressuring WiseMan's side of the map now. Instead, WiseMan has all the time in the world to get a free 5th base and hive, and now that he's on his 70-80 drones, he can just round out his tech, go for all the upgrades, all the tech that he needs. So yeah, it looks like WiseMan will run away with this game if he can get to that hive tech. Mitch, stim pack will complete in 10 seconds, so he needs to be looking to get somewhat aggressive when this finishes. He's nicely set up on 3 base, so he should look to want to start to trade out armies efficiently and try to snowball some kind of lead that way. But instead, he's got this little handful of Marines snaking around the map. I don't know. Yeah, he can't expect there to be a base on this location here. It looks like WiseMan. Does he? Yeah, he must have seen them walk around. Yeah. So this gets cleaned up for absolutely nothing. They did stim before they died.
Just a few extra hit points of damage that could be crucial in the battle to come.
Yes, yeah. We saw WiseMan posturing down to this side of the map, but he runs away. Obviously,
very passive game recently. There's not been much combat.
Both players are sort of macroing up, but again, I really feel like this favours the Zerg player. Mitch is getting his own 4th base, but he's playing bio like it's mech. Very static, very positional. He's now moving out with this army. Off creep, these Zerglings are all going to get wiped, but now the Banelings are here. They're going to collide with the bio. They're going to collide with some Marauders, but look at this spread. It goes all the way back, but there's just too much Zerg here. And then this bio army just gets driven all the way back to the 4th base. There aren't enough reinforcements here that I don't think Mitch is going to die, as long as he turns and fights when he can, and he does. So yeah.
You have the Ultralisk Cavern almost finished as well, so this game is just going to get harder for the Terran player here. The upgrades aren't what you need them to be at this stage.
No. I mean, look, both players there just sort of traded out bits of their army. But again, I think that favours the Zerg player, because he's got more empty supply to dump into 5 Ultralisks, chitinous plating on the way. Adrenal glands as well is a huge one for the Zerg player. So, Mitch tried to round out his tech. He's gone for Liberators, which is interesting. And again, Liberators aren't bad against Ultralisks at all. But correct me if I'm wrong on this, because I haven't played since this patch dropped. Ghosts were the standard go-to way to deal with Ultralisks.
They were, to my knowledge.
Okay, battle cruisers. Okay, so Mitch is going to go air, but he needs time to get there. That wasn't meant to rhyme.
You're a poet, you just
Simon Cowell, yeah. Sign me up. So yeah, Mitch is going to go air, but again, he needs time. And I don't think WiseMan is going to give it to him. He's got his Ultralisks. That was a really nice abduct on the Widowmine there. Oh, this Widowmine, okay, has a lot of...
decent number of kills. It needs more than that, really, though.
Yeah. But this is a nice spread here for the Terran player. Zerg's going to go in. These Vipers need to get Blinding Clouds off.
It's just quite a lot of bio here. It's all
it's a nice concave
chaotic.
and it's off creep. But the upgrades and the units are just too good for the Zerg player. There are no Ghosts and no Liberators here, so the Zerg is just free to roll on through, up into the 4th base. Nice Blinding Cloud onto this. There's only 2 Ultralisks on it. You got 2 Ultralisks derping around here in between the Hydras, but the Hydra damage is good. The Terran army is depleted, and there's just too much here, I think. This could actually just be GG. 4th base is now down. Mitch's 60 supply down. I don't think he's going to kill, actually, with 4 Widowmines here on the high grounds.
The battle cruisers are AFK in the fight at the moment. They could be useful. They could be helping.
Absolutely. I mean, these Hydras are good, but I don't think it's enough to...
There's not going to be 5 injured. Hydralisks aren't going to be enough to beat 2 battle cruisers.
Exactly. But can he lift? Does Mitch lift? He lifts 1. Not all. It looks like the Zerg is in. Zerg is in the house. 41 SCVs have gone down. 3rd base has gone down. This is burning down. You've got Zerg running all around the natural. It looks like this is just down and out now from the Terran player.
I liked the battle cruiser idea. It's just coming a bit too late here.
Yeah. I mean, as we were saying, he had nothing to defend that first attack. Liberators weren't out, Ghosts weren't out, so the Ultralisks could just run on through.
With a WiseMan victory to go 1-0 up in this best of 3 to begin with.
Yep, and that was done without the signature aggression we normally expect from WiseMan. As you said in the game, very passive, very respectful. It was almost like a gentleman's agreement. Okay, guys, we're not going to attack before 15 minutes. It just so happened that WiseMan had his tech out earlier, his upgrades there, and so Mitch just ended up crumbling to that first attack with the Ultilisks and the Vipers. So, on to game 2 then. What do you think Mitch should put out this time? Do you think this time he should go for the proxy racks, or...?
I mean, it's certainly an option. He has been known to do it. He does have a few sneaky builds up his sleeve that he could whip out.
I think it's quite cheeky to go for that Timmy build at the start there. It just so happened that with so many Banelings, WiseMan had enough to defend that. I'm interested to see if Mitch is going to shake that up and maybe turn it into a Hellion Banshee, or Hellbat Banshee attack.
I would like to see something more aggressive out of Magico. It would be he is capable of it, so we'll be able to
absolutely
see something. It looks like the players are just getting ready now.
Yeah,
the
players are ready.
Has started.
Countdown is there, and we are in the lobby. And this one's going to be Dragon Scales. So again, I'm not too familiar with this map, but it looks like there's a ramp going up into the natural. So very defensive on 2-base. But again, perhaps as the Terran player, if it's easy to defend 2 bases, you could go CC first into a really strong 2-base attack. You never know. Okay, we are now in game. Spawning in the bottom right as the red Zerg player. 1-0 up, it is WiseMan.
And in the top left player, it is the clan leader of Team Red Dragons. We have Magico.
Oh, and we see it. 12
very,
gas.
very early extractor.
Some might say it's the earliest extractor.
I don't think he's planning on mining gas from it.
I don't think WiseMan wants this game to go on very long. The question is Mitch going to see? He's going to see this super early. Once again, the ultra early scout out of Mitch.
This is exactly the reason I believe Mitch is sending out this SCV each game, to scout exactly this.
But Mitch has to also know the response. It's one thing to see it coming. It's another thing to see it coming ultra early, as he is. It's another thing entirely to know the response.
I'm not a TVZ player. What is the response? What should we expect to see for an easy hold for this?
So really, it is just wall off, bunker up, keep making units. You don't, especially with the way the spawns are, you do not want to put a add-on down this barracks. You just want to make Marines, bunker, and because you're mining gas, use that to get an early factory so you can get Hellions out for those early factory units, but you do not want to be getting any sort of add-on down. Second racks is the response here from Mitch.
We've got Ling speed on the way. This is a very early Ling speed.
Very early Ling speed. He's not mining any more gas. This isn't going to be Banelings. So it looks like the bunker behind the barracks will be unnecessary. All Mitch needs to do is wall off, which he has done. So yeah, this is absolutely fine for Mitch. He can just expand nicely onto the high grounds, but it looks like because he's got that second barracks now, he hasn't got enough
sees
minerals.
The Lings coming. I did see the Lings attack the SCV that Mitch sent out, so he does know the Lings are coming.
He knows the Lings are coming, but Mitch is essentially making himself all in. Because although WiseMan has gone for this early cheesy build, he is expanding behind it. Mitch looks like he's overreacted, gone for a second gas and 2 barracks. He's pumping out these Reapers, so Mitch, it looks like it's just going to be a 2 Reaper, 1 base all-in type of thing. I'm interested to see how Mitch transitions though when he builds his expansion.
2 more Reapers on the way, so we're going 3 Reapers.
Yeah, but again, I don't know what this is going to do because speed is coming in so soon. I mean, in fairness, WiseMan doesn't know this is 2 racks, in fairness. So this could catch him off guard. But all WiseMan needs to do is just build more Lings, and because speed is done, there's only so much the Reapers can do. We see Mitch floating enough now for an expansion, and it looks like that will go down on the high ground, which is absolutely fine. Soon, TM. But yeah, still going for these Reapers. He's not sending them out yet. I don't know why. I mean, Mitch is blind. Ever since he first scouted, he doesn't know what the follow-up is. He doesn't know if it's a Baneling bust or what. That SCV must have been going down to expand on the low ground, but given how WiseMan has opened and the lack of follow-up information, you don't know if there's a Baneling nest, for example. It's much safer just to expand on the high ground. You see a CC.
You would expect to see this a CC somewhere by now, or at least use these resources that he's mined for something.
Exactly, yeah. He's really wants to expand on the low ground, so Mitch being greedy here, but he's going to get away with it because there's no Baneling nest.
This could be if these Reapers all go across now, this could be problematic for WiseMan.
Yeah,
He's just built a round of drones.
WiseMan has seen that Merch is building multiple Reapers, so he must at least respect the fact that these Reapers are going to jump up, kill lots of drones, and get out. So he should either be pumping out the Queens and or
he
the
keeps
Lings.
droning though. He keeps building more drones. Is this the right response here?
No, he needs to be making these Lings. Okay, he's got enough Lings here.
There are enough Lings, yeah.
But he's got enough Lings to shave off a few of those Reapers. It looks like 2 Reapers go down. Can he get a third? If that third Reaper goes down, this is huge, okay? Because Mitch is massively behind then. These Zerglings are trying to get a wraparound. And it looks like they are going to get some tickle damage done. Mitch is trying to kite back, but it looks like at least one more Reaper will go down. So WiseMan massively ahead. You were mentioning it earlier. He was droning up. He didn't respect this attack, and he almost just didn't need to. He carried on droning. He's now massively ahead in the economy. All the way back to the natural.
Cancel the CC.
Oh, he's going to cancel the CC as well!
That's huge.
Yeah, huge. So, I don't know if WiseMan smells blood in the water or what, but he's now dropped the Baning Nest. He's now going for lots of Lings. He sees the fact that the CC isn't finished, and so surely WiseMan knows how far ahead he is. He's got a third base up even now.
Yeah, it
fully saturated natural.
Gearing up for just a standard Baneling bus now.
Yeah.
He's got his Speedlings that you can move to the other side of the map, morph into Banelings, and whatever happens to be in Mitch's base will be in trouble when these Banelings do arrive.
And again, we see that Mitch is slightly behind on tech because he went for that heavy Reaper opening. Factory slightly late, so we've got 2 Hellions out now. Combat Shields first again. This must be a stylistic choice then, rather than a misclick like it was last game. And to be fair, Combat Shields first will be good against a Baneling bust because these Marines will tank that extra bit of damage. We see this Zerg army swarming across the map.
There's only one bunker here. How much? We do
but that will evaporate to these Banelings. The Zerglings are coming in. They are trying to get a wraparound, but a lot of them die before the Banelings even get there. The Banelings are going to blow up eventually on the bunker. They're going to try and find some more damage.
The Zerglings coming in before the Banelings has saved Mitch's bacon here. This is really...
But the wall off is now down, so these reinforcings are going to get in. There's now no more army for the Terran player. If you look at this, it's just whatever's in supply, in production even. The low ground is now forfeit. The Zerglings are going to get in, deal so much economic damage to the Terran player, more than what was already done. And WiseMan morphing Banelings in Mitch's face. Get out my game is what he's saying. He's still building more and more links, streaming across the map. And
yeah, this is just not going to end now. This is just going to be constant units.
This looks like an unstoppable attack. Baneling's now going to roll in, but there needs to be a Zergling follow-up once they detonate. Zerglings are slightly far away. There's so many Banelings still left over. They're going to try and find even more economic damage. They blow up on some SCVs. There we go.
They're in the mineral line.
They're in the mineral line.
Have come up the ramp. They're in the production. The Widow Mines are going to get a few decent hits here, but it's not going to be enough.
No. I mean, in fairness, those medevacs and the combat shield combination is really annoying, but it's just not enough. Every SCV is going to go down now. The Zerglings are still swarming in. Mitch down to
this is
almost
the aggressive WiseMan that we knew. This is why Mitch sent out these early SCVs to scout for plays like this.
He's trying to do some drop micro here, but Mitch is essentially down to 8-7 supply and counting down. GG is called.
WiseMan does take the second game for a 2-0 in this best of 3.
Yes. So after a macro game in game 1, where WiseMan just out-teched the Terran, one with the Ultralisk push with Vipers, he then switches it up completely, goes for the 1-base attack. Mitch chooses to stay on 1 base, caps himself by not taking a 2nd base, and then he's way behind then, and then he just gets swarmed by a Link Guard and Banelings. So unfortunate there for our Terran player. Hopefully there'll be some better games for him in the very near future, maybe today in Code. But yeah, we'll now try to find our next game, which I believe will be Countess versus Risky.
Yep.
Do you want to stick around for that one?
Yeah, I'm happy to. That's a PVZ.
That is a PVZ.
Theory,
so you can do more commentating on that one?
I might know a little bit more about what's going on in that game.
Good stuff. All right, so we're going to take a quick 5-minute break then while we go and alert the players to the game we want to play. And we'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. 5 minutes, please.